For the value presentation, my name is Kelly Wan and WAN1. G is a silent. And I'm 43 years old. I'm from Myanmar, but I'm not Myanmar and I'm Chinese. So today I'm going to talk about for my value working at the manager position at the Maya. So we all know that like for American grocery store discrimination also existed, and then you have your value and then like where you fit into the American culture or not. So my past experience are American grocery store or American store such as Maya, Mana, Rural King, Old Navy, Dollar Tree since 2008 to 2022. So I'm familiar with the discrimination lawsuit as a workplace dispute and public area dispute. And also I did not have the lawyer license or lawyer knowledge, but I want to defend for this discrimination lawsuit as a lawyer. I want to ally the lawmaker because I want to make the amendment of the discrimination law for discrimination feature and not discrimination by using a bipartisan approach to solve the dispute. So it's really nice that like kind of like the my value presentation will help me to fight for the discrimination lawsuit workplace dispute. So before you accept the position at the Maya for manager position, you need to think, should I accept the promotion or not? Or should I need to start my own business? Of course, you can start your own business even if you have the manager position. Even small business will be like your second job. And also, value to accept the job and position. Best case or worst case. Best case, you got a promotion. But worst case, it's a manager position. And then, like me, I'm Chinese and also old-fashioned, old school style, and also traditional. All the Chinese culture keep. So I cannot fit into the American culture. I even like moreover, my face look like the American minimum pay, right? American working class or lowest class feature face. But I behave like the upper class or middle class of the American. So it's really have a problem to fit into the American culture and to take the nice position at the Maya or even all the American grocery store. So the value to accept the job position for solution, problem and solution. You need before you accept the job, you need to think like, is that a problem for me to accept the job? Yes, it is a problem. Discrimination lawsuit, your face and your behavior. And also all the American grocery store or all American store, they are behaving like the working class American culture. So if you want to behave like the upper class or middle class, you cannot work at the American grocery store or all the American store. So before you take the job, even not a manager position, you need to think the problem, discrimination lawsuit. But even you see that problem, is there any solution for that one? Yes, they have solution, right? They have solution. What kind of solution is that one? For discrimination lawsuit dispute. For American and Chinese, they can choose their boss they like. If they cannot work for the African, they just say that I cannot work for you. The same, African also the same. We all know that like African, they are treated like a slave. Even nowadays, even like they are slave, it was like century ago. But they stay treated like a slave in their work environment. So they even didn't have the authority or power to choose their own boss. Am I right? So like can choose our own bosses. But I'm right now saying like using bipartisan approach. No one will get hurt, okay? Because like even like with minimum pay face, American minimum pay face, even I'm Chinese upper class or middle class. Technically I live in United States, so my face look like minimum pay face. So no one will accept me like if I will behave like the upper class or middle class. They want me to behave like the lower class. So that kind of situation we are facing right now. So my point is like discrimination also exists and lawsuit existed, dispute existed. So how can we solve the solution? People are arguing with each other, your value, my value. For example, American, American and Chinese, they also cannot work at the American grocery store because of team player, teamwork courtesy. They cannot even work at the American grocery store. The same African. They cannot get a talk with the American or Chinese. They cannot get a friendship. They cannot spouse relationship. So they give their excuse that like they feel shy, and then also because of their value, they should they cannot get treated like a slave because they cannot get a friendship or they cannot get a talk or they cannot get a spouse relationship. So they feel shy and they don't want to work at the American grocery store anymore. So that kind of understanding, that kind of value, every side they have. American and Chinese, they cannot give the team player courtesy. Am I right? So they say like, oh, I cannot work at the American large department, American store anymore. I can work at the public area. I can work at the private small business area only. Am I right? So like this is like bipartisan approach. The solution already existed. Like everybody has the human right. So like in here, your value, my value, your human right, my human right. So everybody have the freedom, right? Don't force like someone like we already know that like for why discrimination lawsuit occur. African also want to force American and Chinese to give them friendship and spouse relationship. So don't force each other and don't try to torture each other. Then the problem will not occur. So even like I already mentioned like American and Chinese value and also African and all the immigrant and all the like lower races, their feeling, their value. They also didn't want to get treated like a slave or worker, right? They also want a friendship. But like that problem already existed. So my solution is like different races and different classes existed. You cannot use discrimination lawsuit and force someone to give you friendship and spouse relationship. Even the government give the discrimination lawsuit for you. You want to use the discrimination lawsuit and force American, for example, I can use a discrimination lawsuit to force American to love me or to sleep with me. It is not, it is not the right way. The discrimination lawsuit existed, right? Am I right? So discrimination lawsuit for me, from my point of view, like my right, your right. I also want to fit into the American culture. It is not the right way to fit into the American culture. Or discrimination lawsuit existed. You need to sleep with me. Or you need to give the friendship. It is not the right way. They have their own human right. They are right. They don't want to talk to me. Then don't talk to me. Discrimination also exists. You need to talk to me. Then like their right also exists. My right also existed. Why should I need to force someone to talk to me and to be my friend? Right. From my point of view, I didn't get a friendship from American, so I feel inferiority, and I feel like I feel myself like kind of I'm worker, but I shouldn't force somewhere. Discrimination laws existed, right? Just accept like I'm lower than American, and American didn't want to give me the friendship, or it is not 19th or 18th century anymore. This is nowadays. We can tell them, we can ask them like, why didn't you want to talk to me? I'm also human. Every man are created equally, right? Every woman are created equally. Am I right? I also use a human right. You are not supposed to talk to me like this way. But before you use the discrimination lawsuit, you need to think your value, my value, your right, my right. Also, you need to also consider different classes and different races existed. That three factor, even discrimination lawsuit existed. Okay? So my value, I don't want to give my point of view for right value or wrong value because of either side, like higher races side, American and Chinese, or lower races side, Middle East, Indian or African, or all the Vietnamese, Filipino side, from both sides. Before you want to use the discrimination lawsuit, think twice. Even like I'm higher than African or Indian. I'm almost homeless. homeless. So if you want to use a discrimination lawsuit on me, you need to think twice. My race is higher than you, but my position, your position is either manager or coordinator position. Your position is higher than me. So think about two further. My race is higher than you. You have inferiority. We already see that one. For emotional support, I need to give it to you. But I'm also almost homeless. So you need to set you up by yourself. I have manager position. That kind of homeless, why should I need to talk to her? Even like you will say like, oh, Kelly only want to work at the American grocery store. Kelly a prostitute, Kelly a hoe. Kelly try to get an American. So Kelly a prostitute slut stripper. So you call me as a prostitute, then that kind of homeless prostitute, just ignore her and don't talk to her. But we already know that American or African, they don't let that kind of prostitute let her go. They want to give her lesson. They want to educate her. Am I right? So think twice. Can you educate a prostitute to be a good woman in your whole life? You want to try, right? So the value is very important. So like even like my value, I choose three value: achievement, accountability, um, achievement, freedom, truth seeking. So for achievement, I got a baby session position, baby session area, fashion department, American grocery store, American store, and also full-time position. So that three factor fulfill, I mean like that three factor certified. I got that three factor and I got baby session stalker position. So this is called my value, my achievement. I try it, I got it. But it didn't last for so long because of the discrimination lawsuit. But I need to accept that one. Even I have my value, achievement, I try it, I got it. But sometimes you need to give up your achievement. The other factor, the one like you got mistreated, you the African another department manager try to shape you to work for her. So even the achievement I already got, I cannot satisfy, I cannot enjoy for my achievement. So your value, even you have value, achievement, sometimes you need to give up your value, right? Achievement, if you want to keep your achievement, value, achievement, if you want to keep the achievement, you will get mistreated. So the value achievement is really good, but I need to give up the achievement and freedom. So for discrimination lawsuit, even like I have freedom value, right? Your right, my right, but discrimination lawsuit existed. Sometimes my freedom didn't count as a freedom, but I can fight for it. So another step, truth seeking. So discrimination lawsuit existed. I try to seek for it, and then truth seeking. For discrimination lawsuit point of view, I lost. From the true point of view, I win. So the meaning of the value, I'm almost homeless and I have credit card debt, US $1,000, $35,000. But I fought with the African cashier manager, another department manager. She tried to force and shape me to work for her. So my value is not good for her because she is an African. But she cannot use that she's an African. And I cannot use, I'm almost homeless and I need a job position. See that one? So it is called my value. My value is really precious. The importance of the value guide me not let all the American or African mistreated me. Even I'm almost homeless and walk alone at the American store. So after you hear my presentation, oh, you will say like, oh, very impressive. But I will take that one. Or maybe like you will bitch me like, oh, she is a hoe. She want to work at the American store and she want to work for only American. Or she is a graduate and she try to get an American guy. Whatever you give me the comment, I will accept it. Right? Then treat me like a homeless, or you cannot treat me, you already treat me like a homeless, but you need to teach that lesson for homeless that like you shouldn't discriminate to the African. Sometimes your right, my right, your freedom, my freedom. Discrimination also existed. and also different races and different classes existed. All those further, you consider all those stuff. According to the lawsuit, I lost. For the value point of view, I won. I win. So what kind of value I got? I wrote down for 10 feature, but the top three is achievement, freedom, and truth seeking, right? So what kind of value? Why did I get that kind of value? I have role model. I have three admired people. My father, Professor Bob, the one at the biophysics department of the U of I, University of the Illinois, and Frederick Meyer. Frederick Meyer is the owner of the Meyer. He passed away in 2011. So how about their admirable quality? My father worked every aspect very clearly, beautifully, and smartly. Professor Bob, he teaches a lot of all lecture, but necessary for all those lecture are necessary for giving the general knowledge. In my point of view, I will not get a grade A in his class because he will teach a lot unnecessary stuff. If you want to get an A, don't take his class. But if you want to get a more knowledge, a lot of knowledge, then you can take his class. This is from student point of view. I can say it out loud. And how about Frederick Meyer? Frederick Meyer opened a grocery store from the small store to the cooperative level. Very impressive, right? Amazingly, to become a billionaire, millionaire to billionaire from the normal life, maybe normal life or poor life. So it's really impressive that like kind of like he started from the poor to the billionaire. Maybe one day I will become like this, right? So this is the end of my presentation, and then I admire the three gentlemen, and I believe that I'm identically the same like the three gentlemen. I'm trying to behave the same like them.